Way I can check if you're lying.
I swear on my mother.
What else did you hear?
I was putting Saskia's room in order when the priest came to the prince's chamber next door. They wasn't speaking loud, but I heard the priest say, "Just clear the servants from the kitchen." Nothing more. Reverend Alkan, only he could tell you how it was.
The dead aren't very...
What about what they leave behind?
Maybe.
What should I do?
Could be. Sorcerers are a plague of the worst kind. Hang 'em all by them.
Greetings.
They lie in wait for their lord. I certainly hope Scaling can clean up.
I need to know where...
It's about... Don't forget about...
Strange aura. Nothing interesting.
Don't try anything. Greetings.
Who will the Witcher serve?
Go get the lads, we won't stand for
I
this.
see it every princely
Oh,
only
care how my hand!
Guilt must be proved.
I'll cut the block off the next man who dares try his luck.
Hands. If they start at each other's throats, we'll have to face the entire might of Kedwin alone.
Why is he...
Those witches be craving gold. This one...
He better search for a lad who served the Virgin instead of...
Yeah, once done with the prince, he'd better take care of the magnets. Throw it...
Farewell.
Give us this
Mix water
horsepower!
with fire.
Rolling dung, you surly dog!
And you see what they did
Change
to
your
her?
tone when we put a sickle to your throat.
Save your...
Though... Yeah,
Farewell. I'd gladly hear
It's...
the local pet.
Those surly dogs would gleefully accept a heavy pound.
That's interesting.
Just think it through. The prince couldn't have done it. The wine was in plain sight. Only the servants touched the decanters. Then that same commoner incited his folk to stand against...
Something.
Give us this horsepower! Enough of this charade!
Try to be reasonable, folks! Sit down and talk in peace!
We've talked enough! Come on!
Vergen's not a cesspit for anyone to shit in. There are laws to abide, and Scalen...
There's no law allowing a serf to threaten a king's scion. I, Silgrat, brother of Seltkirk, the greatest knight to walk Edirnian land, say so.
Does it matter who was born in a castle and who in a pigsty? Any fool can prejudge and condemn. It's easier to accuse than to prove guilt.
A peasant servant claims that Prince Stennis supposedly attempted to kill Saskia. Why would the prince do such a dastardly deed?
That's why! The mongrel covets the crown!
Do you even remember how valorous he was towards Saskia during the negotiations with Henselt?
Pretending to be with her, he was, sly fox. Taking the but us lads ain't so...
See for yourselves how the commoners hate the prince, spitting venom.
Saskia...
Where is this servant, might I ask? If he's got something to say, why does he... The answer is simple.
He's hiding to save his skin from you, whoresons! Squirrels have to guard him!
One last question. How could the prince poison Saskia? It's a known fact that servants taste wine from the barrels before the Virgin sips it.
A good point. We can't be sure if the prince poisoned the wine.
Stannis is blowing hot and cold.
You were supposed to prove his guilt, not insult him, yokel.
Tell us who else would do it. A peasant wanting to hurt the miss? Never. It's cause of her. A pig won't cut its own throat. A peasant's not foolish enough to raise his hand against his savior.
Perhaps it is no peasant's deed. However, that doesn't mean the prince is guilty, fool.
Answer me this. Was not Stannis' room next to Saskia's? Do not the wines come from his own lice-ridden cellar? Can he not enter the Virgin's kitchen at will? Yes. His serene dumbhead the prince can, curses on his kin. Nobody in Vergen wants to kill Saskia. And even if they wanted, nobody but Stannis could do it.
You're wrong, Colton. Reverend Olkin wanted to get rid of Saskia. He thought she was a monster at heart.
Olkin was on Stannis' leash like a dog.
How dare you, lout! Do you imagine if someone sits next to a married lady, he's surely fucking her?
The priest tried to convince Prince Stennis to join the conspiracy.
Is Stannis some dimwit foundling that he dances to a lousy priest's tune? Olcan got what he deserved when Hensel cleaved his head. Now it's Stannis' time.
There is no proof the prince agreed.
The priest asked him for admittance to the kitchen.
So he didn't poison the Virgin himself, but allowed her to be poisoned.
Those are just words. Too much guesswork and not enough evidence. You can't...
Your Highness, this is dangerous.
I am not afraid. Fear is a commoner's trait, unfit for one with royal blood running in his veins. What do you want, to judge me? Is a prince a common thief who steals a dozen eggs at the market? You stand before royal majesty, and you raise your hands against it. In this world there are crimes that can be forgiven, and crimes that, by any means, cannot. Just as a mother killing her own child, or a man slitting his own brother's throat cannot be forgiven. A crime against one anointed by the gods themselves also cannot be condoned. He who raises hand against divine right is not worthy to walk this world. And what about he who poisons the Virgin of Eden? Firstly, Saskia is alive, so no one can blame me for her death. Secondly, you have no proof that it was I who tried to murder her. And thirdly, I assure all gathered here, I won't rise above the law. However, only she, the Virgin of Eden, can judge me. Can he? And if Saskia won't get well, who's gonna judge you? I believe she can be cured. But if the gods decide otherwise, we'll summon a coven of the wise who can pass just sentence.
Those are words worthy of a true sovereign!
I am the one you should look to for guidance. Let my deeds be the flame that lights up your darkness.